Hey guys, welcome back to Fan TV. And today we're going to be doing a video that's probably been long awaited, the League of World 2021 Premier Division table predictions. Aware that we haven't uploaded in a while. I think it's been a few weeks now, maybe I think it's been over a month actually. But now that the season's sort of edging closer, plenty of content should be coming to the channel soon. I'm joined by Aaron today. How are you?
Good. Looking forward to new season. It's only 2 weeks away now.
Yeah, so we thought we'd do the table predictions now with most of the business nonetheless done. At, at most clubs. We thought we'd do the video now. The season could get closer. So we'll go from bottom to top, I suppose, starting with 10th place sort of first. I think it's not surprising I've gotten 10th. I've gone for Longford Town. The business has been okay, I guess. We brought in Paddy Kirk from Bowes, who was solid for us when he played. Callum Thompson, if not many Bowes fans remember him, but he was signed him on loan from Wolves there a couple of years ago now, which maybe not a couple of years ago, but about a year ago, before the start of the 2020 season. And I don't think he might have been on the bench once or twice, but he never kicked the ball for us. He was at Bray last year. He actually done quite well. He's an already signing. One that's actually kind of impressed me is they brought in Aaron O'Driscoll on loan from Mansfield from League Two. I think that's a really good sign on loan, and I think that's kind of gone on the radar a bit. But yeah, not surprised really. Just not the squad strong enough. Have you gotten 10?
Yeah, I've gone for Longford as well. Probably, and one thing they're lacking as well is probably that little bit more experience from maybe the clubs that will be around there towards the end of the season. But I think they won't go down like the way probably UCD went down a few years ago, but they'll put up a chance. But I see them finishing bottom.
Yeah, because like you said there, they won't go down like UCD, because once UCD went 1-0 down most games, or they got their arse handed to most games, like they did against us. But yeah, I think as you said as well, they're lacking a bit of experience. Teams in and around those places this season have kind of brought in them more experienced players. So as far as we move on to ninth, in ninth place I've actually got my Finn Harps. They're always going to be down there. I think I think Ollie Horgan probably expects them to be down there this season. He probably won't be afraid of admitting that. But yeah, just it's a difficult one with Finn Harps because they have got some all right players. They play the way they want to play, where they could try and make it difficult for teams. And it has worked the last couple of seasons. Obviously, they managed to stay up. But yeah, I think they'll probably end up getting a playoff place. I think there's probably a good chance that they will stay up anyway. It depends on who they get in the playoff final if they finish ninth. But yeah, I think they'll probably be in and around there. Have you got in mind?
Yeah, I've gone for Finn Harps as well, but look, they obviously don't have the biggest of budgets in the league, but they always seem to bring a good squad. But Ollie Horgan always seems to get them kind of out of it if it's through the league or if they have to go into the playoffs. But yeah, I think especially with Drogheda coming up and the strength of their squad, I can't really see them finishing higher than ninth, so I've put them in ninth there.
Yeah, I think they always kind of assemble a strong enough squad that is competitive, but they're kind of always down there. Kind of they have been last couple of seasons. He managed to pull off a good escape for the end of last season. But I don't know, I can't see them doing that again, to be honest. In eighth place, I've gone with Drogheda. I think they actually have made a few good signings. They brought in a lot of experienced players like Dinny Corker and Gary Digg and Dane Massey. That's a lot of experience there. That will help their kind of younger players as well, because they have got quite a young squad. They also have some decent players. That winger, his name's escaped me. Mark Doyle, I think his name is. He's decent. But yeah, they've got Chris Lyons as well. He's a good striker. He can prove that you can score goals in the league. From the balls as well. So yeah, I think they have a strong squad. They've brought in Ronan Murray as well. So yeah, I think they'll be strong enough to avoid the bottom two. I still think they'll probably be made like finishing maybe a couple of points above it. They might towards the end of the season they'll probably be in that kind of battle for it. But yeah, I've gone with Drogheda in eight. Who have you got in eight?
Well, I've gone for Drogheda as well. Yeah, I think they've obviously strengthened their squad, so it's looking really well, and they've added, as you said, that bit of Premier Division experience from the top teams that were in it last year and all. But yeah, I see them just finishing ahead of the playoff spot. They've got a good manager there, Tim Clancy, and they really have a good squad together, and I think they'll just grow together and just finish above Finn Hart. But I think it will be close between the bottom three, and then there might be a little bit of a gap towards the teams maybe fighting for Europe. That's how I see it going.
Yeah, I think they have a good manager in Tim Clancy, and they have actually got some decent players, but I can't really see them being mid-table. I still think there's a few strong enough teams in that kind of area. Moving on to seventh, I've gone with Waterford. Manager obviously Kevin Sheedy. She's another Ireland legend. Paul Neal as well as the assistant manager. So it's going to be it'd be interesting to see how they get on. A lot of players left, a lot of important players. Tyree Wilson, Ali Kill obviously came to Bowes. Trying to think of who else he lost. Michael O'Connor, I was all right for him. But they have some all right players. I think they brought in a lot of players in on loan, particularly like 6 month loans from England. Which by the summer they could have no players. Like, it was looking at a stage there where they barely had any players. Like, and so many had gone. They're kind of in a bit of a mess. But they have they brought in some good players who keep them in kind of the mix for mid-table for the first 6 months or so. But when then players leave, they'll be bringing them. But it'd be interesting to see how Kevin Sheedy gets on in his first season in the League of Ireland as a manager. So who have you got in seventh?
I've gone for Waterford as well. We seem to be picking the same teams, but yeah, it could be a difficult season for Waterford because they obviously sold their main players last year, and 2 of them are to us. But even new manager coming in, they could be against the back foot coming into the season. But yeah, they probably have enough experience because they've been in the league about 3 or 4 years now. So yeah, mid-table is probably around 7th for Waterford is probably what they're going to expect this year. They won't really be fighting for Europe. They're just a little bit too far back for that. But yeah, I see them staying up in 7th.
Yeah, it all kind of depends on how the squad clicks. If they don't click, then they could be down there. But if they can, I think they'll be in the table. 6th place, I've gone with Derry. They have made some all right signings. Bringing Parkhouse back is big because I think he scored a few goals for them a couple of seasons ago. Joe Hodge on loan. That could turn out to be an absolutely brilliant signing. Very highly rated midfielder. Trying to think of who else he brought in. Danny Lafferty from Rovers. He's a good, decent player. And you kept it an all right squad. I think I think they didn't have the best of seasons last season. I think they finished 7th. I think they need to be doing better. I think the Declan Devine, will probably be looking for a better season from the players. Didn't really meet expectations from last season. I think lockdown kind of hit them a little bit. It was hard for the players to gel because he brought in so many players during the summer. I remember, but this season I expect an improvement. They could push for top 5, maybe even top 4 if they're lucky. But I think 6th place is probably a realistic place for them to finish next season. So who have you gotten 6th?
Yeah, I've gone for a different team this time. I've gone for Pats this time. I think, Pats seem to always think they're going to push for Europe, but I don't see it this year. I think Derry have really improved their squad, and Sligo as well. They've improved massively. So I think they'll just fall short of them two clubs and they'll finish in front of them. But it'll be tight between them three teams, definitely for that kind of possible last European place, depending on the cup. But that's what I would say. Pats in fifth or sixth. Sorry.
Yeah, moving on to my fifth place, I've actually got Pats in fifth. I think they had made some pretty decent signings. Matty Smith from Waterford was good for them last year. Yaros, the goalkeeper they brought in on loan from Liverpool, he's on the bench for 4 of the Champions League games. Could be a good keeper to have. Who else did we bring in? I completely forgot to be honest, but they were meant to bring in Bashin Neary, but obviously we kind of snatched them from under the noses last minute, kind of. But yeah, he brought actually. I just remembered that he brought in a midfielder on loan from West Ham. I completely forgot his name, and they've also brought in someone on loan from Reading, striker.
Oh yeah, saw that.
Of a second there, but they could be decent players, but I don't know. I think Pats, they just always kind of fail to meet the expectations. They always bring in really good players, well, they're meant to be really good players, but they just never really seem to get going. They have they are capable of pulling out a good result from time to time, but it's they're very hot and cold Pats. Some games they can be good, some games they can't. But yeah, except for I think he got into at least fourth or fifth, in and around places. So I wouldn't surprise me if he finished sixth or something. But I think it won't be as close as last season because it was an 18-game season, obviously. So I think it mightn't be as tight, But I think we've gotten fifth.
I've gone for Derry, so we've swapped them around. But yeah, they've brought in really good players, especially Joe Hodge from Man City on loan. So I was impressed with. He's a Ireland underage international. So good Declan Devine getting that kind of pedigree of player to come over to Derry and play his football over there. So I think they'll finish just ahead of Potts, just about, because they all have kind of similar squads and they can be, as you said, hot and cold with each other. Both teams can be hot and cold, especially Potts. Why I think they will just fall short of Derry this season.
Yeah, I think it's Derry. I expect Derry and Pat to be in sort of a similar position. Could be proved wrong, but I think they were kind of in around each other last season as well. So I think that's how it could go again this season. So moving on to the top four. In fourth, we've gone with Sligo. I think they've made some good signings. Romeo Parks came back on his loan. I think he was over in America or somewhere like that. I can't remember, but yeah, I think he obviously was good in the league. Walter Figueira was very good at Derry last year. He'll be a good signing. Greg Bolger from Shamrock Rovers, was a real leader for Rovers. I think that's a very good signing. He brought in some fella from Doncaster, but forgot his name. What's his name again? Can't remember. But yeah, I think he haven't assembled a good squad. I think they'll be. I think they were fourth last year, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they finished fourth last year.
Yeah, I think, and they will be in Europe this year, won't they? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because Dundalk won the cup.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they built a good enough squad to compete in Europe. I think that they'll do well in the league again, with the players that they brought in. So who have you gotten for?
Yeah, I've also gone for Sligo. I was really impressed with their business, as you said, bringing in Bolger, Figure, and bringing back Romeo Parks, who I think even we could have even signed when he was leaving Sligo. I thought he was a really good player because I remember he scored 2 goals against us one time in the 2019 season. Thought he was
last minute.
Last minute winner. But yeah, I really think they're probably best of the rest of the front three that were last year. Even though, as you said, this year will be a 36 game season, so it'll be double the test. So I think they'll, even with Liam Buckley at charge, I think they will have enough to get possibly, if however the cup goes, they get that European place.
Yeah, I think it's also important to mention that they've lost Rowan Coughlin to Pats. He was really good for Sligo. Um, and he'll be a big miss. But I think Romeo Park was good enough for place, and he's
Yeah,
lost Junior as well. But I don't think he was that good for Sligo. I think he's obviously gone to Dundalk, but I don't think he was brilliant for Sligo. But I think, as I said, they've assembled a good squad and they'll be competitive in the league, and I think hopefully they can get something good in Europe. So on to third, I've actually gone with Bowes. I think I don't know. It's the reason why I think we may fall short is because I don't know. I just think the squad is, when you look at the squad, it has weakened a little bit. You have to say,
yeah,
but the quality of players we had last year, like Danny Grant, Chris Twardek, Andre Roy, Dan Casey. I know we still brought in some good players like Liam Bull, Rory Feely. Alua looks like an absolute beast in some of the pre-season games. But no, it depends. We pretty much got a home in from three. When you look at it, it's hard to say who's going to be playing in them roles. But I think if the attack can click and we can score goals, I think we can definitely push for second at least. I just don't think we have what it takes in the squad to kind of get to them positions like we did last year. Um, Obviously, Bastion here, he's a really good swimmer, but I think we said this last year, like last season. Obviously, we said before the 2020 season, like we were just happy to retain through again, top four, top three, and
yeah.
just go on a good run. I think it's vital that we get to at least the final of the FA Cup or even win it. I think it's important that we get our hands on some silverware this season because we've needed it. But I think it'll probably take towards now, as long as it gets into Europe and have it take a couple as well. So have you gotten told?
I've probably a bit optimistic here after what you said, but I've gone for Dundalk. They've always had a massive turnover in playing staff in the winter with a load of players leaving. As you said, uh, like look at Rogers' return. They've had to bring in two more keepers maybe just to get the competition, and they brought some Albanian keeper, Abibi, is that his name? I think.
Yeah.
So we don't know what he's like. They still got obviously that bit of quality with Duffy, McElhenney, Leahy, all them players, but I think I don't know. My heart says we can grab second, but you never really know. But I just think maybe Dundalk have had a bigger squad turnover than we had because, like, if you make a starting 11 for Bowes, about half of them would have been there last year, I'd say. So I'd just say that Dundalk are third.
Yeah, suppose we'll just go on to second. I've gone with Shamrock Rovers in second. I don't know. I think I originally had them down to win the league, but I'm not going to let one friendly change my mind. But I've seen that they've lost 2-1 to Shell today. Glenn McCauley and JJ Looney scoring. You couldn't write it. You just couldn't write it. Two players that left out, gone to Shell.
Keep long masterclass.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think they have weakened a little bit. When you look at it, I know I feel like Danny Manager. We won't talk about him too much, but he probably will do well for Rovers. Bradley knows how to get the best out of players who just so all the time. But um, he, I don't know. He's hot and cold, isn't he? But I can see him doing all right for Rovers. It's just I just think the loss of Bernard McInnes could prove to be very, costly for them. They were influential in their midfield last year. I think they'll be really, really solid defensively. Like the position they've improved most on is defensively, and I don't think they really needed to improve defensively. They were really good defensively last year, and they brought in Sean Horn, Sean Gannon from Dundalk, who are two great defenders. Like they'll be solid at defending and all, but I think going forward they may just lack a little bit of quality. But because they still got some good players like Graham Bullock, Aaron Green. He'll score some goals this season, but I just think they may fall short of the team that have gotten first, which you can, probably can already tell they've gotten first. So if you gone with in second?
Yeah, I've gone for balls in second for a second year in a row, hopefully. But yeah, as I said before, when I was going over the Dundalk in third, I just think we might have that little bit extra togetherness in the squad. So yeah, that's all I kind of have to say about balls in second.
Yeah, hopefully, it'd be great if we could get second 2 years in a row. Um, so we move on to our champion then. So for me, I've gone with Dundalk. I know that's maybe a bit of a bold call, but especially with the players he brought in. But I thought some of them looked pretty good in the friendly there
Yeah,
last week. Jakovskis at left back looked good. That young lad that they've got in there, O'Kane, he looked really good in that friendly. I think them the foreign players that they brought in. I think they look decent, but once the league starts, they could either be really good or they could be bad. There's not really in between when foreign players come to the league of Ireland. They're either really good or they're not great. Like I think that the squad we have is quite strong. They've got some really experienced players. That defender that he brought in, who has I think he has like over 30 caps for Faroe Islands. Their left back Tchaikovsky's has a few caps for the Latvian national team. So we've got some experienced players like that will really help in the season. And the players that we brought in, some of them are absolutely massive, like 6'6", that the fat fella is. And they've got the experience with the likes of Chris Shields, Pat Hill, and Michael Duffy Jr. I think they got a really strong squad, and if they click this season, I think they could do really well. So that's why I've got them as the champions. So who have you got them first?
I put Shamrock Rovers as the champions, but hopefully we might be able to go and win the league. But you never know. But look, Rovers, I think they've got it's even after losing Byrne and McAneff, they've still got an unbelievable squad, and what they've done also is bringing two defenders from Dundalk over to them, which it only makes them weaker and then makes Rovers stronger. So, look, I think they've got, as you said, they have a really solid defense, probably the best in the league in my opinion. So, and up front they aren't too shabby either, but the loss of McAneff and Byrne will hurt them a little bit, but I don't think I don't think they'll fall as much as people think they will, especially losing them two. But yeah, I see them win the league, but it will be tight between Dundalk and or not. Sorry, it'll be tight between the three anyway. Well, the three top three in the league.
Yeah, I just think the reason why Rovers may fall short is, like I said, just that kind of spark, creative spark. I think they probably did need a winger, and they haven't brought in one. I think they signed Chris McCann, who could prove to be a very good signing. He'll bring some experience. But it's I don't know. I just think they'll lack that little bit of quality. I don't know. It's I'm not very convinced on players like Aaron Green and Graham Burke, because I think there are better strikers in the league than Aaron Green, and there probably are better wingers in the league than Graham Burke. I'm not just being biased, like, but um, don't get me wrong, they'll be up there. Like, they won't concede many goals. Like, the defense that they have now is really good. Like, it's hard to pick. Like, you got players like Lee Grace, that snake, Pico Lopez, um, Sean Gann, Sean Hoare, Joey O'Brien, Sean Kavanagh, Neil Ferrugia. They've got a really solid defense. You know, um, you know, the defensive options are ridiculous. Like, I forgot to include Liam Scales there. Like, um, and they'll be up there. Like, they'll be good. It's just, I just think that the Dundalk team, if they can click, can be really good. They have the experience. They have the talent. I think that's probably why we may fall short, because we kind of, I know we have quality and we have the kind of experience, and that. I just think, we've seen today that 8 of FKV academy graduates win professional deals today, which is good. And hopefully they can break in and make an impact. But I think Kate Long said it himself, where I think this season he kind of felt like bringing in players like Bastion here, he kind of made, help take the team to the next level, bringing in kind of more older, experienced players to kind of be in a group of younger kind of players who are, looking to make a name for themselves and kick on. But I just think that's why we may fall short. It's because we haven't got that, you know, that real quality that maybe Rovers and Dog may show. Like the 2019 season when we finished third, they still had a good squad. We still had a great year. We played really good football. It's just Rovers and Dog had that more kind of bite, about them, better quality, better experience. Um, um, but you never know. We've said this before. Like I think Boston kind of surprised us over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Before the 2019 season, we looked at the squad and thought, you look to get mid-table here, you look to get top half here. But we came out and we showed the real quality that we had, and real spirit that we have within the team. I think we brought in some good players to kind of replace the players that were there in them seasons. I just think will those players show that kind of same spirit and that kind of work ethic that the players that we've lost brought to the team. It's difficult. We could say the same about Dundalk. The squad's very new. Rovers isn't really new. Ours is quite new. It's just the new faces of the club kind of is the one that kind of made me think that we may not get into the top two this year. But I think we should make a real push for the cup to be at least in the cup final.
Yeah.
Would that be something you'd like to see us win?
Yeah, definitely. We need silverware because it's the only thing we've locked in these last 2 or 3 years. A bit of silverware. I think the players, the staff, they've all even deserved it because we've gone so far in the cup the last few years and to be knocked out in such cruel ways each time. It's disappointing, but just make that step further and try and get to the final, and hopefully we can win a cup.
Yeah, I think it's all about showing up on the big occasion because we haven't really showed that over the last couple of seasons. I think the Rovers Cup semi-final was extremely disappointing in my opinion. One of the kind of lowest results we've had in a long time. At the time, we just didn't show up at all that game. The Dundalk semi-final last season was the exact same thing. Biggest game in the world. We just didn't show up. We didn't match the type of fight that Dundalk and Rovers put up there. Rovers really wanted it, Dundalk really wanted it. We just didn't show that kind of same mentality. But this year I think it's the year that we have to show it because we've lost a lot of big players. Andre White, Danny Grant, and now Chris Torres left halfway through last season. Even Dan Casey, I thought him and Cormac were absolutely exceptional together last season. I think this is where the players sort of have to kind of step up. I think it's we're in a good place right at the minute. The club it's the new stadium's looking mighty now, and the club have grown a lot over the last couple of years. I just think we need to get to that next level where we can kind of be successful in the league, win trophies. I just don't think the squad we have now will be capable of doing that. It could happen. Anything could happen. This season, like we could look back at this video in November and look an absolute idiot after we just lifted the league title and won the double.
Longford win the league and we both look like idiots.
Yeah, something crazy like that. I think that I looked at the odds like 5,001. Could they do a Leicester or something like that?
Do a Leicester, exactly.
Yeah. We could look back at this video and it'd be an absolute shame. But it's incredibly difficult to predict. The league, even the Premier League and all the leagues around the world, like, they're just so hard to predict. Um, so I suppose we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment your predictions as well, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.